All right, boys, we are fresh off the long ComplexCon weekend, and we have a lot to cover.
From a semi-controversial Sneaker of the Year panel, which I feel like it is every year. Everyone has their own opinions. A couple of great activations outside of the event, plus a ton of stuff to talk about inside of the event. And there was quite a bit of news regardless. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode.
All right, so I just got to start this episode off by thanking everybody that approached us, saying they either rock with the content or listen to the podcast every week, which was kind of insane. There were like a lot of people walking up, showing the YouTube history, and I was just blown away. So like, shout out to you guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much for rocking with us, especially Rise Kicks for hanging out with us for a little bit, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool just hearing people listening to the podcast. It always feels like this is something we just hop on once a week. I don't really even look at the numbers with the podcast. It's more of just chatting with you, and there's a lot of news coming out every other week, so it's fun to just chat, catch up once a week. We stayed together in Vegas, so it was fun to catch up with you and stuff as well. Had some fun events and stuff that we'll get into a little later, but yeah, I mean, overall, what are your thoughts on the event?
I had such a blast just exploring around, meeting everybody, because apparently every creator was there, which was just cool. Like to actually get to meet these people that I see online every day in person, have a good conversation, kick it a little bit. The activations that the brands put together were just insane. Like the sponge one, which I'm sure we'll talk about, super sick. What Hidden had going on, super sick. The Hellstar one was crazy. Very peeved I wasn't able to get a pair because, dude, those fans were absolutely insane. But no, dude, it was freaking sick, man. A lot of weed smoking just in the building, which was kind of crazy. I saw Shock Slade make a post about that, and I was like, yeah, you're right. It was just kind of the Wild West in there.
I mean, even to add one onto it, I mean, some of the pop-ups with some scandalous clothing on some people were just surprising, because it's like you have these big brands like Adidas and Nike there, and then you have, I'll say it, it's like basically strip clubs like inside of enclosed walls in the booths, and it's like, this is shocking. Like I'm not a fan of that stuff, and I was very surprised that I get streetwear and like it's a whole vibe, but like some of the booths were a little over the edge, if I have to say so myself.
That is true. I think really my only gripe with the event is like some of these drops were literally impossible for us to get. Like we had guest media passes, but if you didn't have a VIP pass, like there was no way. Like you weren't getting the Hellstars, you weren't getting the Vans, you weren't getting the ice creams, any of these other little like limited pop-up drops they had going on. Like you just missed out, which I was kind of bummed about because I was ready to wait in line at a lot of these booths. Like I literally the second day waited in line for the Hellstar Superstars, the white pair, for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Finally got to the front and they were already gone, and people just kept cutting in line, doing all that stuff, which was a little nerve-wracking. But yeah, it was, I don't know the proper way to like go about that, fixing it, but it was kind of frustrating to me.
The line cutting, yeah, that kind of sucks, but I guess I don't mind the super exclusive stuff, because then it's like, it's super exclusive. Like it's just kind of one of those, I don't know. What was like highlight booths for you?
I think the ones I mentioned, like the Hidden booth, I really enjoyed. It was just cool seeing like a lot of the products he's worked on, and finally got to meet him in person, which I was just super amped about. Super great guy. Vandy's booth was crazy. Obviously, he had it set up like a little, like just a shopping mart, showing off a ton of his product as well. The sponge booth, like I said earlier, they had it. It was essentially like a library or archive of all of the work that he's done. in the past, or like maybe some of just the
Mm-hmm.
highlight pieces through collaborations. So it was kind of just interesting to see what all these people have done because, as the years go by and releases go by, you sort of forget because it's just a lot. But yeah, I thought that was fascinating. The Nike booth was pretty cool too. They had the little soccer setup with the Zellerfeld 3D printing section in the back. So you got to literally watch them print the new Nikes, which
Yep.
those are crazy, dude. Absolutely nuts. Were highlight booths for you?
Hidden, super cool. Big fan of it. I think last year's was a little better just because it was more of an activation and not just a shop. This year was cool, but more of an activation last year. Sully's booth knocked it out of the park. Sponges, that was readily available shoe. Shout out to him because the online drops have been a little difficult on some of his things, and
Yeah.
they were available in person. There wasn't a limited number. Like, we got our hands on them. Very impressed with them. I got a review coming out once I get them in hand from shipping them. But it's a durable shoe, which I was surprised about. Like, it's definitely a shoe that's going to hold up. So I got to kind of break them in, see if they can become a daily, because I think that there would be a great daily. What else? Nike booth was cool. Apothecary was fun to see them. Al Baker was fun to see him out there. Kirk's said I need to be in
King
frame.
of the castle. King of the castle.
Sorry for the background. It's a little messy. It's been a very hectic few days.
Yeah.
So I just got
seriously for
home.
you.
But yeah, no, I would say probably Salehi. Probably my favorite booth. Just simple, but you could see all the old stuff that he's worked on and the new stuff. And yeah, I was a big fan of that one. So
that probably was my favorite booth too. Just the way it was set up was like so unique. It was just cool. And like you said, being able to, I have the pair right here, like just walk up and buy these, the new sponge osmosis model, like that alone, I was just amped on because like you, like they've been very difficult to get your hands on. I entered a ton of the raffles on the first drop, didn't hit on any. This one, you literally just walked up to the booth, told them a size, and they grabbed it for you. And it's pretty cool. I was listening to his interview on the Complex Sneakers podcast from, I guess, last week, but I was a little behind, and he was just talking about how the shoes are going to be readily available. You just got to give it, a little bit of time. Like once the hype dies down, like you'll be able to get these. And like you said, super, super durable. I think it's very cool. Very dope shoe. Shout out Slahy. Didn't get to meet him. I was hoping I would run into him, but did not.
didn't run
It's all
into
good
him.
though.
Did
Yeah.
run into a lot of people, which was fun. Connecting with people.
Yeah. And there were a lot of people I didn't even get to see. I felt like I saw so many people. And then like you get back to the hotel room and you're scrolling on Instagram and you're like, oh, you're there? Oh, you're there? You're there? And you're like, you don't even run into these people because it's just a massive, massive event. Outside of that, Zellerfeld dinner, that was crazy. Literally with everyone's favorite creators. We had literally, it was who? Let's see. Seth Fowler, Elliot Page, Steve Nato, Jake Polino, 80 Sneaks, Mr. Bailey, Dylan Page, Finn from Justin Bieber's team, Osman Apothecary. Like it was just really cool. Like these are all the people that I'm sure the people listening, like you see their content all the time. Same for us. Like we talk to these people every now and then, but we don't get to see them that often. But just having a cool dinner, sitting down with all the boys, getting to see all the new innovations that Zellerfeld is coming up with, like is super cool, dude. I'm really excited to see some of that stuff they showed.
Yeah,
action.
they showed some fun stuff. They also had the 95,000s drop at ComplexCon. In hand, these are insane. Having multiple air units inside of a 3D printed shoe with color on the shoes, duo color. Yeah, I mean the future for Zellerfeld is very bright. It's exciting to see big companies like Nike working with them, just because I think it's I think we're still a little bit away from the shoe
Mhm.
being mainstream, and I've said this before. I think it is. Like I don't see my dad wearing a pair of these, like very traditional.
True.
But I think with the combinations of, I mean, even what Adidas has done with the Climate Cool laced, where you put laces in, that's a big thing that I've kind of had a gripe with. Some of the Zellerfeld stuff is tough to get your foot into some of them, especially with
Mhm.
socks. So maybe it's an insole that they put into shoes, or maybe it's just a different material that they're working on. And I know that they're working on a lot of stuff because we kind of got an inside look at the dinner. But this shoe exactly I mean, in the last 6 months to a year, we've seen the progression of independent brands making shoes with Zellerfeld, and then everything from that to the 95,000. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow, we're coming a long way really quickly.
Truly. And that that shoe is absolutely nuts in person. Like when you hold it, it's crazy. The whatever that like
Mhm.
thicker, grippy compound they used on the outsole is just that's cool. I think that's been my biggest gripe with like 3D printed shoes for a long time. Like I'm wearing the Apothecary Mules right now. I don't really wear these outside all that much just cuz I don't know. Like I'm sure this is durable. I feel like it's going to wear down really quick and like show a lot of wear pretty fast. So this new compound they came up with, I feel like is definitely going to help. And just multicolor printing. It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's just adding different innovations to what they've already built. So it'll be fun to see where they are in 3 to 5 years. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude. Any other highlights from ComplexCon or pickups? Oh, you need to talk about your jellyfish situation and the Mewtwo's and all that.
Yeah. So what was that, Sunday of the event? I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I don't really need to go super early to the event. And so I was like, oh, the Jellyfishes, they had a pop up at the Adidas flagship store for the ComplexCon exclusive colorway. I could pull up a photo of them too. They dropped. It was 1 o'clock. Wait in line. Hopefully you get there. It was limited to 500 pairs, I believe. And I ended up getting a pair. It took about 2 hours to get through the line, which was kind of a bummer. Just I figured it would, but it took a while. But I ended up getting a pair. They didn't have my size, which is kind of unfortunate. I got a size 9.5, I believe. It's this blue colorway. Dropped exclusively there. They're not dropping online or anything. It was honestly not a lot of people were there. There was people. Just the line took a while. Where by the end, like once I got to the front, the people in the back of the line were going back through again because it was
Of
like,
course.
oh, there's a ton of pairs. And there's a lot of smaller sizes available with stuff all the way down to like a 5 men's, so you could get kind of a full size run of them. Yeah, I got a pair of flagship store. I dropped a little reel on the Beyond Kicks Instagram. That's something we're going to be doing more in the future. I talked to Seth about it, just some handheld raw stuff of shoes we get in. Because what we do on our own personal accounts and even the Beyond Kicks clips that we do is very professional, very high end, and we want to keep it that way. But we also want to integrate some raw and just authentic talking and views and footage like we talk about on the podcast. Like it's very raw and unfiltered, and we don't cut this at all. And it's just our thoughts. So we want to do that in clip form as well.
And
so I
to
dropped
just
a
be
little
able to throw up images and
more
like videos of these shoes because like it takes us a while to put together, edit, shoot like a full review. If I can just pull out my phone,
Yep.
show you guys quick, like it just makes it easier. So
Exactly. So I did a little, if you want to see the experience, it's like a 15-20 second clip of the actual store and buying the shoes. I think they're reselling for well over $1,000 right now.
Sure.
Which is pretty sick. Cause I'm going to sell them. It's not my size. I'm going to review them, sell them, and then get my size in another colorway. I do like the blue. I think I like the gray a little bit more. And I'm sure they have more stuff coming out. But then these dropped, and then there was also, let me see if I can find it here. The Puma store was doing an activation as well that really nobody was at. Nobody talked about, nobody did anything with. They dropped on Saturday, and they only had 150 pairs of them. They dropped on
Oh,
Saturday. It was a
I didn't know
Mewtwo
that.
pair. And I guess nobody bought them because they had Kais Omar come in the next day and film a reel talking about the
Mhm.
drop the next day to kind of get some hype for him and stuff. And it was a Vegas store pop-up only. Special box was available for purchase. I think it was $300. It was not cheap. The pair itself, super sick. A lot of cool inserts, things like that. I did another reel of that. I think it did like 2 million on Instagram, which is pretty
Crushed.
sick. So
Crushed.
yeah, welcome to all the new listeners if you came here from that. But yeah, it's a pair that lot of hype for once it got posted, and I think pairs are selling for like $2,000 on eBay as well. So
Of course.
this one's like the box is insane. It's got like we're not looking at photos of the box, but it's got a screen on the inside. It's got just a whole bunch of different things. So I'm gonna drop a full in-depth review of it because there's a ton to talk about. So pretty cool here.
The price point makes sense when you see the actual box you're getting, like the whole
Yes, the
product.
box. You get a like a metal Pokeball with it as well that like raises up when you open the lid, and you can touch your fingerprint to the top of the box, and the entire box logos light up. Like it's the whole deal. So
Yeah. Before we move on, dude, Adidas they crushed it, I feel like, this weekend. I really wanted to just shout out Kari, Sneaker Fetish, dude, because he was crushing it. Adidas brought him out, show off some of the Jellyfishes and just a few of the other products. And I just saw him out there absolutely killing it. Actually got to watch the Clips concert with him. So just, yeah, shout out to him. Happy I was able to finally meet him in person. Dope dude.
yeah, Adidas, they really went on a run, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
we'll talk about Adidas here in a second because I want to get to the Sneaker of the Year panel, which you were at. You got to watch.
Yeah. Do we want to dive into it? Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
let me just rip through the list so the listeners can kind of think about it. Number
I have
10, they had the
something-
Converse Shy.
Yep.
What? You have something what?
I have something I want to read after you read off this list, by the way.
Okay. Number 10, the Converse Shy 001, the Butter colorway. Number 9, the Infinite Archives Jordan 17. Number 8, the Little Yachty Air Forces, the Lucky Green, the orange, green, and yellow pair. Number 7, they had the Jordan 5 Black Metallic. Number 6, they had the Levi Air Max 95s. Number 5, they had the Jordan 5 Awake collab with the pink pair. Number 4, the Adidas Pharrell Jellyfish pair I was just talking about. Number 3, the Air Max 95 Neon. Number 2, the undefeated Jordan 4. And their sneaker of the year was the Nigel Jordan 4 Brick by Brick.
Oof. So, Nike's footwear designer Bryce Wong posted on Instagram after this list came out, and he had an interesting take on this. He said, "To the community and creators of this culture, if you keep rewarding, I can't even say that word, rewarding retro models, that's all you're going to get. So for everyone complaining that Nike doesn't make new shoes, now you know why." And I'm like, ooh, coming straight from a Nike footwear designer too. I definitely get it. Like, you look at this list and every single pair except 2 are retros. And they're not even from Nike.
Yeah. There's your answer.
It's like, it's kind of a bummer. Because like what was it? The Pegasus Premium? That was a great shoe that dropped this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it definitely saw a lot of hype. I see a lot of them. There's a dude that goes to my gym that wears a pair every single time I see him. And every time I'm like, hey, like, that's rad. That's dope. But like they're coming out with all these cool shoes that like no one's really paying attention to. And I think that's just, it's kind of a bummer. But yeah, let's what do you think? What do you think about this list? I want to hear your thoughts.
I agree with Mr. Designer Man. The undefeated Jordan 4 is the most overhyped shoe in the last 5 years, in my opinion. Quality
Really?
control on them sucked. The drop of it was nothing special. The shoe itself, I've talked to multiple people that hit on them. They're like, yeah, I got them in hand. And then I was like, it's not really as cool as I thought, and I'm selling them. That I'm
Really?
one included. I took them out of the box. I didn't even do a review on them because I'm like, oh, there's been a million things done on this.
Yeah.
Overrated. It's just a retro. Air Max 95 Neon being the third best sneaker of the year is bananas. I've never seen anyone wear that shoe this year. Not even at the event, not at SneakerCon, not in New York, not in Vegas, nowhere. I've not seen
Yeah.
anyone wear that pair of shoes this year. That is the most baloney pick I've ever seen. There's so many shoes that are way better than that, and it's not even close. That one was the most shocking, I think. The Pharrells, wow, they gave Adidas a little love. Like
They should have.
that shoe is doing numbers. That should be number
yeah.
2 realistically.
We talked about
I'm
it
not
at
going to
the
disagree
event.
with number 1. Yes, no, I agree. I'm not going to disagree with number 1 because like you saw the activation of Nigel. They did a shock drop. People were running in the streets. I have seen a lot of those on foot. That's a shoe that had a great activation, had a great rollout, was really limited, and still is reselling for a ton of money. Nigel, creator, he's a beast. Like, I agree with that pick just because it's done the numbers. Everything else on this list, wrong. And we'll get to our sneaker of the year list at the end of the year, just because there's still some more stuff to drop. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Again, it was a little controversial last year because a lot of people were like, oh, these brands are brands they work with. Like, is it sponsored? And I don't have any confirmation on anything. I'm not tossing any allegations. I'm just talking about what the internet talks about. And then we saw the deal with Bima last year, and now he's got his own thing. And Nice Kicks is, we've seen other companies and brands pop up their own list because the flaws essentially in this. So 2 Air Max 95s on this list is diabolical. That's crazy.
I agree with that. Like, I get the Air Max 95 had a big comeback, I guess, this year, but it's just not a shoe that moves the needle for me. I know it has a cult following. Like, I completely get that. They had a ton of great releases this year, too. Like, GRs were phenomenal. But, like, you know, it's just, I don't relate to that. But going back to what you were saying, I did see Ben Felderstein posted on his story. He's I'm probably going to mess up his title, but he's like the director of Complex Sneakers. I've met him on a few different brand trips that I've been on, and he posted just basically stating the fact that Nike didn't pay for this list and that Nike just had an incredible run this year, and it makes sense that they dominate the charts. And yes, like I get that, but it was just, you know, it's just a retro year. It's a retro year. I want to see some more innovation. They did have some pretty cool tweaks on retro models, like the Infinite Archives. That was a sick drop. Like, they looked really cool. Nigel crushed it. Awake crushed it. Even all the GRs, like, they were solid. So I can't, you know, argue with that point. It's just not really the shoes that I typically go for, so I don't really relate to it. What's one sneaker on this list that you would completely take off that you feel like doesn't belong?
Multiple. The Air Max 95, undefeated Jordan 4, Levi's 95, Lil Yachty Air Forces. Those are like the most obvious, I think. The Jordan 5 Black Metallic, I would, but I've worn that pair this year more than a lot of pairs. So personally, it's a high one for me.
Yeah.
The Wake, I know that was a big drop. A lot of hype around that, even though I wasn't like a huge fan of it. The Shies, I like them at 10.
That one was kind of surprising.
Infinite Archives.
I had one of my buddies that was on the Converse Shea trip with me. He's he does news articles and everything, and he was talking to one of the Complex guys about the list before it came out, and he brought up the Sheas, and the guy at Complex said, absolutely not. That shoe is not making the list. And lo and behold, it made number 10, which I found kind of surprising.
I think the fact that he won MVP and they won the ring put it at 10.
Yeah. And it's a good looking shoe. I saw a few people there wearing them. Like, it does look
You?
like a designer shoe, and it's pretty comfy. I wore it the first day. Had to switch half the day. I had to switch into the Evo SLs halfway because I was like, dude, it's just walking on concrete all day. Nah, I'm gonna put on a runner. That being said, are there any sneakers that you would add to the list? I did take just some quick notes of stuff that I think would have been cool to see. Didn't know if you had any that you wanted to mention.
You let me know. Let me give it a thought quick.
Okay. During the panel, Upscale Vandal brought up one that I wouldn't have thought to put on my personal list, but after I heard him say it, I was like, dang, like, you're right. And that's the Vans. I think it's the souvenir pack, like the Chanel bag pack that they did. That one was super, super hot. And like, even outside of that, like, Vans has had some great collaborations this year with like Satoshi Nakamoto. They did the Pearl pack that dropped, I think, earlier this year, but they also did a new drop at ComplexCon exclusively. And like, I just think they deserve some recognition because they're rebuilding some like hype behind the brand. And I know in the past few years, like, their numbers have been down bad. And it's just really cool to see them back in the limelight a little bit. Even like at the panel, Brennan Dunn was wearing the new Mateus, last name is like G, the pearlized, diamondized, like checkered Vans that I think they released a while ago, but they're coming back for like a wider release in the next few months. And even Young Thug was wearing that pair on stage during his performance. And I was like, yo, is Vans about to have like a crazy 2026? I kind of hope so, just because I don't know. I grew up on Vans, so they have a special place in my heart. J-Tips, although not many of his sneakers speak to me because they're just a little loud. I love what he does. The design, the color blocking, like, it all looks really good. He's been snubbed on, I think, the last 2-3 sneaker of the year lists with ComplexCon, and he is sitting in the crowd every year. And I just think he deserves a win, dude. The community is like so hyped on every single drop he has coming out. I would love to see it, even as someone who like doesn't personally own a J-Tips pair. I think just it's deserved at this point. Lastly, maybe the bread ones, but I mean, we talked about this amongst ourselves during ComplexCon. Like, it was a limited drop. It was hard to get. They are re-releasing, allegedly, like in the next month or so. But that was a really cool shoe to see them bring it back to like the original 85 cut. It was cool. They made a big deal about it at the beginning of the year. So we'll see. I think that will all kind of depend on this second release that they have coming. But yeah, those are my picks off the dome before we started recording.
I mean, I'm just scrolling through GOAT right now. I mean, there's so many.
There's so many, dude.
It's hard to because like, how do you define sneaker of the year? Because you could say the model of the year. That should be a list itself too. And I know this is where Nice Kicks comes in because they have different categories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I would say just the general A6 models are model of the year. Like, that comeback of the year, I don't know what you'd want to call it, but like, that model itself is basically replaced retros, even inside of resale shops, which is just a testament to the run it's on.
It's crazy.
Initial thoughts, Piggy Runners from Phil, unheard of.
Yeah.
I'm very biased in that just because Phil's a brother, like, to me, like, good buddies, and like, Phil is killing it. I think if I had to, it's a great shoe. It's a great shoe. If I had to say the reason, play devil's advocate, and why it's none of his stuff's on the list is it's just not getting outside of Cincinnati as well compared to some of the other drops from other brands and other collaborators. Like, it's a very not niche, but niche at the same time. Like, it's such a cool activation there. And I've been fortunate to be at those events, and the community comes out and it's awesome. But there's not like a 9 a.m. on a Friday and like 100,000 people are waiting to go pick it up on the website or anything that I've seen where it's like, oh, this is the must grab. But like the amount of work and attention to detail that he's putting into things is incredible. Multiple drops this year that we've seen from him. All of them are hits. Trying to think. I would say Bread 85 definitely at least replaced the metallic Jordan 5. Just because the rollout was insane.
That's the hard part, because like the metallic 5s I've seen everywhere. And I know that's like a super
I have too.
Popular shoe.
And I've seen the 85 Breads a ton too. I just think that the rollout of them was way more grand.
I agree. I agree with that.
You could even throw in like the Cortez. If we're going to do an Air Max 95, like those had way more hype than the Neons.
I agree.
Like that's something new. That's fresh. Adidas. I mean, the AE2, the Harden 9, like some absolute heat from them that they've dropped. I think Bad Bunny should definitely be on this list. I'm shocked that none of his things are. I think definitely will be a top 5 next year just with the Super Bowl performance, and I know they got some really cool things lined up.
Yeah.
Another one that's like model of the year would be the Vomero Premium or the Pegasus Premiums or the Vomero Plus. Any of those models have been absolute hits. The J-Tips thing, but like I think it's another one of those fill deals where it's like,
that's fair.
Yeah, it's like super sick, but it's like not breaking out of like the niche.
It's for
very
the
in tune collector.
Yeah, it's like a sneaker for the sneakerheads at the end of the day.
And I don't know if you can be on this list if you're that. That's where like the Awake Jordan 5. I don't see like anyone wearing those. Like the Brick by Bricks, I've seen people that are not necessarily sneakerheads wearing that shoe because it's like the it shoe of the year. I've seen them at the airport a ton. And then I guess you could talk, and then I'm playing devil's advocate because it's like, all right, how many undefeated 4s have I seen? How many? It's just such a hard thing to do into one list and have everyone happy. It's never going to happen.
Yeah. I will say the end of the panel was actually really exciting. They played a message from Nigel Sylvester talking about his win. At the end of the video, he said, "Meet me out front in 15 minutes. I have a surprise for you." Pulls up on the brick truck, throwing out Sneaker of the Year, Brick by Brick t-shirts, and then just yells like, "Shock drop, whatever. Go to the Sneakers app, get them now." So everybody was clamoring to get on their phones, pick up a pair. I was super amped because that's a sneaker that I don't have yet. And if you saw my Instagram story, I did hit. They sent me a size 8 men's, which is a 9.5 women's and not a 9.5 men's. I was kind of really bummed about that. So made a story expressing my frustration with the situation. And I kid you not, 2 minutes later, my one of my contacts from Jordan Brand hit me up. And she was like, "Hey, I'm not going to throw her under the bus because she was really just doing her job and she was great at it. But she was like, "Hey, wish you would have, reached out to me before like posting this and everything. Let me talk to the team and like, we'll see what we can do, but I'll get back to you like as soon as possible on that." And I was like, "Oh, well, like, thank you. That's like, it's really sick, but not really what I was going for with that post. Like, I have no
How many
loyalties.
other people have had issues with that? Yeah,
exactly. I have no loyalties to any of these brands. And if I didn't have a following and that happened to me, I'd be just basically screwed. Like, I mean, I could sell them, I guess, but even then I'd have to pay.
That's why we do those posts, and that's why we're raw and we'll talk about it and we're unfiltered because it happens so many times. That's like something we're going to talk about potentially next week is the ABC Crystal situation because there's a lot to talk about it, and I got to do some more research on it. But like, people ordered pairs 3 months ago, and that was one that we did videos on and covered. And it's like, yeah, like we had him on, we interviewed him, we talked about it, but it's like there's been no statement, no nothing, no shoes have shipped, nothing. We haven't even gotten anything, and hit him up for words, and it's like, oh, we're dealing with this, but it's like, you're just dealing with shipping issues and make a statement. So that's something we'll be covering coming probably next week. But yeah, that's exactly why it's like, yeah, you could realistically take that shoe to any shoe shop and go exchange them for your size and pay an extra $20 or whatever, do a size swap. But it's more about
my
the
size
shipping
is like
issues
$150 more than this size. So I would have to pay half of
So never mind.
what I paid to get the shoe in the first place. And then I'd be out almost $400. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to do that. It's an expensive shoe, dude. Like these.
No, and
these
I know for a fact that, because I've had this exact same thing happen. If you go on Nike support and ask for exchange, they'll just be like, "Oh, sorry, this product is sold out. We do not do exchanges. You're out of luck. Like, you're screwed. You can return them for your money, but like, where the product's sold out." So,
So I was kind of peeved about that, and I told her, I was like, "Look, dude, I have like no shade towards you or the team. I just like, this is kind of like my job. I gotta.
It's the truth. Yeah,
call them out. Like, sorry if New Balance did that or Adidas did that." Especially if it was a shoe that I was buying. If I bought a pair of Jellyfishes and they came back in a size 8, best believe I'd be pissed off. That's a $300 retail shoe.
No,
man.
and exactly. And I'll get into this more in a second here after we're done talking about the Complex thing. But I was talking to some Adidas people last night, and one of the things that I got was, thank you for always keeping your honesty, because it's only going to improve the product. It's only going to improve the outcome if we're just gassing products up and we're like, "Oh, it's awesome. Sneaker of the year. Oh, undefeated Jordan 4 is sick. Like, I love it." Even though there was quality issues, like, nothing's going to improve. But if we're the voice of the community, essentially, or we're one of the people that speak up, one of the hundreds or out of the hundreds of thousands, and we post it, we can maybe get some traction on something and we voice our opinion, then it's brought to the light of day and it's just going to be better for the end consumer. So
100%.
The companies get enough praise. They don't need just another person posting online, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." Like, no, like I like, we were sneakerheads before we started doing content. It's like, we have opinions about things, like if something's comfortable or not, or if quality control issues or shipping issue, like, we'll talk about it. So, especially on the podcast, because we can actually voice opinions. So,
yeah, it's fun. Well, before we get into any news, do you have any pickups that showed up while you were away or anything you want to show off?
I do, but as you can see, the room's a little messy. So I will get into that stuff next week. In terms of just kind of recapping the travel, so last Thursday, went out to Cincinnati for the Unheard Of release. Congrats, Phil. Great rollout. Another awesome pop-up. Lot of cool extras and stuff that's getting shipped here currently. Because I didn't have any room in the luggage and I went straight from Cincy to Vegas. Was there with you, Timberland. Awesome party that they had there. Shout out to Hector. The whole thing was just amazing. Got to see Ian perform. Got some really cool Timberlands that are also getting shipped here as well. So we got a little Timberland thing we'll cover shortly, because they just kind of released a cool pair. Yep.
They're slick. They're
slick, dude. What's the name of them? The Broccolis or
beef? Yeah, I mean, they said beef and broccoli. I don't know exactly what the name of the model is.
The unofficial colorway name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Complex was great. I flew home Monday morning. I got home at about 4:00. Took the wife out for dinner. Caught up with her and then came back and went to bed. And then I woke up at 4 a.m. to go to New York for the day.
It's crazy.
About 3 hours. No, I got some good sleep that night. New York, we did Blazonary. We went and bought. We did a 24-hour stream for Halloween, the Haunted Hype event. Did some Rolexes, which was sick. We sold a Rolex Batman at $1 live auction. It was pretty nuts. Yeah, that was super fun. So I was up for 25 hours. It was like 4 a.m. until 5 a.m. that morning. And then I fell asleep on the futon for a little bit because it was a 24-hour stream starting at midnight. Fell asleep on the futon for like 2 hours and then got up at 7 a.m. because then I had to Uber to the airport, get home. I got home yesterday at about 3 o'clock. Immediately passed out, took a nap for about 3 hours, and then woke up and went to the Timberwolves game last night for Adidas Anthony Edwards takeover night, which was super cool. Kind of unfortunate because LeBron and Luka didn't play, so
man,
kind of a dud. Which is just a bummer. I mean, you can't predict that stuff, but the pop-up takeover night was super cool. They had T-shirts in the stands spelling out AE2. Everyone at the stadium got Believe That shirts, which was super cool.
That's so sick.
Blue Bursts, that's the first time I've wore them, the AE2, like extensively. It is leaps and bounds better than the AE1 comfort performance wise. Obviously I haven't had them on the court yet, but it is way more comfortable. I don't know if it looks better. I like the top down angle a lot better because it's a lot wider looking, and the outsole looks a lot better, but the side profile on the AE1s I think looks a little better. But they're way more comfortable than the ones, just personally I think so. So we had that last night. A shout out to the Adidas team. And then, came home at about midnight, went to bed at about 1, and then woke up to bring car to Honda this morning. And then 2 hours driving, they said they ordered the wrong thing. So I was dealing with that right before the podcast. And so now I got to drive back there and drop the loaner off. It's been a trip. So
yeah, dude.
We're glad to be home. We finally made it through the week of travel. So
truly. Yeah, dude. I literally.
What about you? You got any pickups?
I do have some pickups, but yeah, I literally got home and it was like 2 deadlines back to back that I had to hit. So it was get home, get straight to work, and like halfway through yesterday, I finally got to like start working on some of the products that have come in since the vacation, since ComplexCon, that I got at ComplexCon. And I'm like, oh my God, there's so much, but it's fun, dude. It's so much fun. While I was gone, though, Merrell sent over their new collaboration with, Gramicci, Gramicci. I'm not super familiar with them. When I first saw this shoe, I was like, oh, those are kind of ugly. And then I tried them on, and I was like, wait, I kind of like these for like a camping, hiking shoe. That one's pretty sick. I don't know if Bima is still at Skull Candy. I assume he is. I haven't heard him say anything, but Skull Candy sent over their Aviator 900 ANC headset, which is like their flagship product, essentially. Excited to break these out. May do a little unboxing or review or something because I'm curious. One thing I think that you may like, dude, I ordered this bag from Moment like 4-5 months ago for my honeymoon trip for ComplexCon, and it finally just arrived. It's their 4-liter travel bag that fits the FX3 with a lens on, like perfectly. It's not super like bulky, but excited to finally have this after all my traveling is done. So I guess I'll use it in the future. I'll show off one more.
That's clean.
These are just rad, dude. Hidden Asics. Got to show this bad boy off. I wore them to the airport on the way home. They're actually really comfy. This is a model that I haven't personally tried. It's called the DS Trainer 14, I believe. Got that signature hidden green on the midsole, on the Asics stripes. It's a really cool shoe. One thing I didn't realize, I don't know where the second set of laces is, but I saw Kais Omar's story. I didn't realize the second set of clear laces actually glow in the dark, which is kind of cool.
Do they really?
Yeah, there's like a strip through them. And
interesting.
Yeah, they glow pretty bright. I was messing around with them last night. I was like, wait, that's pretty sick. I like what he did too. He like double laced them and had like the clear laces above these. Made them look pretty sick.
That could be cool.
I know. I'm going to mess around with that tonight. But, some other stuff came in as well. I got to save some of this, for next week's podcast because I don't want to blow through all of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Just working, man. Let's touch on some sneaker news though. We got a lot.
Yeah, there's I don't know, about 8 to 10 things we got to cover here. First one's pretty major. as Bima put it in his exact quotes on the video that he did Adidas cockblock themselves, or cockblock Pharrell, because they're essentially just ripping off the Jellyfish, and they're dropping Adistar XLG 2.0. It is the Jellyfish, but get rid of all the fun parts, all the exaggerated edges, make it more of a regular shoe. I'm assuming make it a lot cheaper, and $150. Yep, and
Dang.
that's what we got here. Basically the same colorway as the original Jellyfish as well.
It is, which I think that's the main reason. Like, why would you make it the exact same colorway as like the launch pair? And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like Upscale Vandal wore these during the ComplexCon panel. So like I could see them on his feet from afar, and it didn't even clock to me that wasn't the Jellyfish, because you can't like really see all the details from far away. You just see the shape, you see the overlays. You're like, oh, he's rocking Jellyfish, sick. Then like halfway through it, he brought up that these weren't the Jellyfish. He called them the Squids. I don't know if that's going to be their nickname or what, but yeah. And then I actually got to chat with him and some of the other guys after the panel, so I got to see them up close. They don't look bad, but it is weird to drop a shoe that is so similar to one of your probably like most hyped products that has dropped all year, and this early into the life cycle. Like I could see it if it was 2 years down the line, maybe even a year down the line, but I also don't know when these are dropping. So
2026 it says.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't agree with I don't let me word this correctly. I don't know if I disagree with the idea of dropping this, just because the Jellyfish does come in at $300 for a regular pair of shoes. That's ridiculously expensive. 150, way more obtainable. Maybe they're trying to hype on the Jellyfish and releasing a model that a lot of people would wear. Where if they didn't drop the Jellyfish and they just dropped this model, I think it would slide under the radar a lot, just because it looks like a regular running shoe, nothing special to it. But taking the Adidas Jellyfish look, the price point, capitalizing on it, and dropping essentially just a cheaper version of it. I don't mind it. I think the Jellyfish looks way better. So
yeah, I agree, dude. Not everybody can afford a $300 shoe, man. I know I
can't.
couldn't.
That's
like
no,
that's why I was
between
pissed about
those
the freaking brick by bricks, because after everything it's like $260, and I'm like, bro, what, dude?
I know. I was looking at the card statement after the weekend, and I was like, God, the Mewtwo pair was $300. The Jellyfish was $300. Shipping for the 8 pairs that I had was $270 for shipping back from Vegas, which just nightmare. So like, I gotta look at the budget, because we're in the hole, that's for sure, after the weekend, just in the spending budget. But yeah, I mean, $300 for a pair of shoes, very expensive. Granted, they're reselling for a bunch, but that's not going to be the case. I think you give it 6 months to a year on the Jellyfish, I think that they're not going to be reselling, if I had to guess. So that's just my thought. But yeah, the shoe itself, here we go. If you want a cheaper version, you got it.
It's cool. I'm not mad at it.
I don't mind it. All right, so this one I think is the potential next year to be on the sneaker of the year list. Bad Bunny's first signature shoe, the Bad Bow, or the Bad Boo, whatever you want to call it. I think these are sick. They're definitely giving some Fear of God vibes. They're definitely giving some Jordan 5, Jordan 6 vibes. It's like a mid top. They look really comfortable. I'm loving the suede that they do. I love the colorway that he's rocking. Yeah. I think he's going to be rocking these at the Super Bowl halftime. It's going to be one of those shoes that I still remember what was rocked last year. It was the Dion's were rocked at the Super Bowl last year, and that shoe went crazy on StockX afterwards. So I think that they could do a launch revolving around that or something of that case. I think Bad Bunny is just continuously dropping heat. Yeah, this shoe's sick. I want these.
I agree. Yeah, this colorway does the model much more justice than the first one we saw, which was just all gray.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that one wasn't bad, but this is like knock it out of the park. I think
Yeah, these
great.
are heat. The heel looks pretty cool. It's got some jagged edges. It almost
Mhm.
looks like a low top on the back just because the heel does dip down. But yeah,
Yeah.
these are sick. This reminds me a lot of the Nike Trainer. I think it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Trainer Challenge, if I'm not mistaken. No, the Trainer
I know the one you're talking about. I
uh
can't just with that midsole coming up a little bit right
Trainer
there.
90s. Let me look. I can't think of the name of them. I'm drawing a blank. They've retroed a bunch of them this year.
Yeah.
Big fan of them. I've been wanting to get a pair of them just because I really like that exact high top length.
Mhm.
Air Trainer
These are
1.
oh. Let's see.
I think it's the Air Trainer 1. No, not the Air Trainer 1. But yeah,
Fair enough.
I think that these are.
I'm gonna be surprised if this doesn't end up on next year's sneaker of the year list. Cause like the
Air
stars
Tech
are
Challenge.
all aligning. Oh, okay. Yep. I see you.
Yeah, they have a lot of really cool elements, but it being like a mid top, high top, low top, all in one is kind of cool. So
Yeah. I'd rock
I like
all
it.
day.
This was kind of a cool one. Jordan 40, getting a
Mm.
couple hybrid updates. So we have a Jordan 16 inspired Jordan 40 releasing soon. Blue, white over panel. Jordan 16's kind of slept on. It's not necessarily one of the most popular models. So seeing this fusion's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm just excited to see what they do for other hybrids. I think that
Yeah.
it's a really cool model that we've gotten used to the look of, but you can also infuse a bunch of really cool elements from other models into and make it look like a completely new thing like they're doing here. So shout out Jordan Brand. This is like a retro done in the right way because it's taken all the design language of the old retros. They did its own release, new colorway, new silhouette, new style, but now they're going back and doing some hybrids, which I think they're really well executed.
The black pair inspired by the Air Jordan 23. That one I think is actually super sick with the stitching on the side and everything. What they should do, please, is just drop these in a pack with like the original and then the new version of the Jordan 40. I think that would be so freaking sick. Like bring back the packs, man. They haven't done one in what was the last one? I don't even know. But yeah, that would be sick.
I think the pack would be cool. This is the perfect thing because you can nod to the pack, do retros of the pack on the 40.
Yeah. Like, dude, why not? Why not?
You put this one in here. I haven't seen these yet. We got a little basketball 2, Fear of God, court green colorway. These are clean.
Yeah, I like these. They literally look
emerald
like they were just
vibe.
dip dyed. Yeah, like it's not bad. These with a full Fear
like
of God
'em.
fit, I don't mind it at all.
Clean. I don't have a lot to say about that one, but clean.
Yeah.
Adidas revealed upcoming footwear during the Power of 3 runway event.
Dude, there is some sick stuff in here. I don't know if you've browsed.
All right,
these
so we got a
images
little climate cool. If you're watching on the YouTube, first of all, subscribe. Secondly, this will be a lot easier because these are hard to describe because they're runway models. So there's a lot of elements. We have kind of a climate cool 3D vibe on this one. Some trainers that are like Solomon style. We got some. I did kind of scroll through this earlier, but we got some Samba dress shoes, very runway style. Some moon boot looking 4Ds almost. I don't even know how to describe those. Some Superstar 35s, little retro. I don't even know what this is, but it looks like a tap dance shoe almost, but like vintage inspired. Yeah, there's some cool ones. This one's pretty crazy. It's like a puffy version, the puffy shell, it's called.
Oh, that's cool, actually.
Those look nuts. These look nuts. That's the puffy shell. So definitely some cool things.
Whatever that new 40 trainer is, dude. I think there's like 3 or 4 different versions that I've seen online. Some of them have like an inner booty and everything. but
Yep.
these are sick.
Yeah, they look pretty futuristic. Pretty cool.
That's crazy.
See, that's like one of the hybrids where it's like, I wonder, like for Zellerfeld, it's like, I wonder if you 3D print some of the shoe, but you order some of the parts as well. Like this outsole could be 3D printed, but then you only order the uppers in different colors, or you order laces, or like you buy $50 worth of parts for the shoe, but then you can buy the file for another $20, and it's like the shoe's way cheaper and you're printing it in. So it's like we don't know. It's like the same thing with like AI. It's like, where's the end game of this? It's like, we don't really know. Like there's so many different tools coming out. There's so many different innovations. Like where's the end game for it? It's like, don't really know yet. And so it's like 3D printed shoes. Like we know it's the future, but it's like, where's the end of it? So
yeah,
it's going to be fun to see.
So cool, dude. So cool. Last one on the list, I think, right?
Couple more. I added a couple more. Danielle Catherine, I think is how you say that. Matcha inspired 991 V2. Gas, super gas, mocha brown upper with matcha green underneath. Yeah, these are sick. So
this is the one, they flipped it from last year. I don't know if you remember that pair, but it was all green and then had the brown accents. It was super, super limited, exclusive to women's sizing. So like neither of us could even get the shoe essentially. But that was one that I was like, dude, if I could have it, I would go for. The flipped version, I don't mind it, but it's not like really moving the needle for me as much as the original. And the retail price is just like, it's $260, man. I looked I almost entered on the Kith raffle, and I was like, I've already got 2 pairs of V2s. I don't know if I need 3.
Yeah, they're great because they're so well made, but they're very expensive.
Yeah. Oh, cool shoe. Cool shoe.
Speaking about expensive, that's very well made. I don't know if you saw this. Timberland is dropping a luxury version, essentially, of their OG butter boot. But it's got premium materials. Yeah. I think this is one that I'm gonna buy. Might have to hit up Mr. Timberland guy, but
dude, the last
if not, I think I'm gonna buy these. Like it's got famous cool Horween leathers on it, is what it's called. Vibram outsole, which is also new. They've dropped a video of these being handmade. Like they're sick.
Wow.
Big fan of these. And granted, I have a pair of Red Wing boots, and I don't know if you've ever seen like an actual pair of Red Wing boots, but they're handmade. They're very nice. They're very expensive. The pair that I have is a green pair. I bought it the day after our wedding, actually, because we stayed in Red Wing, Minnesota for a couple of days at the hotel. Yeah. But I got them there. They're insane. I've worn them for multiple winters. Really comfortable. And so these kind of remind me of a Red Wing, because Red Wings, they use premium leathers. So, but it's more niche, like workwear brand versus like Timberland really hit the mainstream. So it's kind of best of both worlds.
I've always wanted a pair of Red Wings or like a Wolverine 1,000 miles. Like those are some shoes on the list that I'm like, I'm going to get eventually, but they're expensive, but they're worth it. What do the Timberland ones go for?
I found the pair. $375.
That's not bad, honestly. Like when you compare it to,
it's not bad. It's not terrible. This is the Red Wing boot that I have, so they were $330. But you can just kind of see the raw leather feel. Mm-hmm. I think this is the one that I have. It's very similar if it's not, but very premium materials. I don't know if this is the one that I have. That looks a little. It's basically what I have, but great shoes. Red Wing, definitely underappreciated. They do some really cool content as well. So
look up a Wolverine 1,000 mile boot. Those are the ones that are on my list. Need them. I do love it. I don't know if it'll be on. It's not by Red Wing. It's by Wolverine.
1,000 boot.
Let's see. I haven't looked at them.
All right, I found them. They're on sale.
Oh, that's not bad. And
Where'd it go?
That one.
Which one here?
The first one. That's the thing, dude. They're beautiful.
$400.
$400, yep.
They look like Lewis and Clark stompers a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that.
They're sick.
Class.
Yeah, the
Class.
material you can just tell is insane.
One of
Original
these
workwear
days.
boot, 1914 silhouette. Yeah, there you go. Handcrafted. Yeah, Vibram. Yeah, the full deal. So
One of these days, we'll see.
And then the last one I want to cover too, just because we saw a couple of pairs at ComplexCon, was the new Nike Mind 001 and the 002. They're the mules with the bubbles in the outsole, and apparently when you're stepping around in them, it's supposed to like trigger different points in your brain to like help your brain activity better. So I don't know how much is gonna affect your brain activity with the shoes you're wearing, but I guess we'll see. But they're a nootropic style shoe, help you with that. And so we saw the mules in an orange at ComplexCon. They look sick. I'm a huge fan of them. But the one I'm really excited for is the 002, which is arriving early 2026, and it's essentially the same thing, but with laces and an actual upper. I just think the design of it looks so cool. It looks so refreshing because it's so unique. On a $145 price tag, dropping January 8th.
That's not bad, honestly. The other ones
wonder
would
how
be
comfortable
nice for
they
like
are.
around the house, you know? But yeah, I agree. There was a guy in line the second day of ComplexCon who had the black pair that you just showed, the slip-ons. He was wearing them, and I was
Interesting.
like, how the heck? Like, who are you? What do you do?
I'll look on eBay, see if there's any early pairs.
But yeah, those were sick. We also got to finally try on the Nike Hyper Ice recovery boots. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of sold on those. I don't know if I would spend $1,000 on them, but like that was it was very comfortable, especially after, being on your feet for hours and hours at ComplexCon. So
yes,
that'd be cool.
I was a big fan of them as well. We dropped another review of those on the Beyond Kicks too. So
that was funny. Yeah, is that it? That it on the list?
That's it.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for listening.
We're back.
Next week, submit your questions. Got to reach out to all the Discord homies, get some questions flowing in, get the conversation going. But dude, shout out to everybody.
Potential
ComplexCon. That was fire.
Yes, no, it was incredible. Potential couple of guests coming up. Stay tuned for that. We're going to cover the ABC Crystal thing as well, just because that's something I've personally been wanting to talk about. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff on the works. Again, shout out to everyone who's been watching the clips on the Instagram. If you're not, tune in. Yeah, thank you.
Peace.
See ya.